It's time to spotlight electric vehicles, always a hot, exciting topic. Hatem Dhiab is with us, managing partner at Gerber Kawasaki Wealth Investment Management. Hatem, I'm glad you're here because obviously we're going to talk about Tesla and all the hot names. But you know what? I think the point of the story is that it's no longer just Tesla anymore. There's so many other names that have been making news that have been up and comers in the group. Tesla has the pure lead. But how about today? Walmart with Go EV, right? That's Canoe, ordering 4,500 electric vans with the ability to get up to 10,000 units. I mean, it shows there's other names in the industry.
Yeah. Good morning. Thank you for having me, Nicole. Absolutely. Everyone is getting on the bandwagon. I'll venture out and say that, if the last decade was about big tech, then I think the next 10 years is about clean tech, EVs, anything really that has sustainable energy in it is going to do well. And I think, as you said, you see Walmart get into the space. You're going to see a lot of new players coming into the space and really trying to electrify our whole transportation fleet. I think last year in 2021, we had about 4.4 million EVs sold, depending on what numbers you look at. That's about 3% of cars sold. If you think about in 2025, we're going to have almost 15% of all cars being EVs. That's a 5x growth in the space. And obviously, Tesla will be a big player in that, but also a lot of other players will come into play.
Yeah. So let's go through some of these. I mean, if you owned Go EV today, you're jumping for joy because it's up 75%. I mean, that's a crazy move. That being said, another name that has made a crazy move, and not a good one, is Rivian, right? I mean, this came out, it was the most exciting IPO. Everybody was talking about it at $170, and it went down to 20 bucks, basically, less than 20 bucks. Right now it's at 29.81. But what we have noticed is that I saw it with my own eyes, a Rivian truck for the first time this week. Another name is Polestar. Is it time to get into these names or not just yet to start investing?
I live in LA and there is a lot of Rivians on the road actually, which is awesome. I test drove one a few weeks back. It really is an amazing truck. The biggest problem is really execution. It's easy to make a prototype. It's not hard to manufacture. It's hard to manufacture EVs at scale, and I think that's a lot of the other players having issues. Rivian being one. I think they just ramped up last month. You gotta kind of differentiate the stock from the company too. I think Rivian got ahead of itself from a valuation standpoint. The valuation is not going to catch up to the company until actually the company starts manufacturing the truck at scale. Right. And obviously, supply chain is a big problem of that. You mentioned Polestar. We're very bullish on that company. It's basically Volvo's EV spin out. It used to be a SPAC, and now it's no longer a SPAC. I think the new ticker is PSNY. And that I think that they did about 27,000 cars last quarter, I believe. So I think they have also been executing a lot better than most, and I think that's one that we'll be looking at very closely.
But not yet. So at this point now, I don't want to run out of time. What are the names you like? What would you tell investors to do? There's no doubt there's growth in EVs. It may have slowed some with supply chain issues, but you still see the future for this. So where should people start putting money to work and why?
So one is, obviously, we'll talk about Tesla. That's our top holdings. And I'll speak for a lot of Tesla investors and big Elon fans. The last few months have been really tough, and I think there's been a lot of circus around the stock, what's happening with Twitter and Elon. So hopefully that's gone away because that hasn't really impacted execution just yet, and I hope it doesn't. But I think we're all kind of tired of seeing that sideshow. So Tesla is still very, very big investment for us. Two, also you want to own the whole battery space.
By the way, it's sitting around 704. I mean, would you be surprised to see it at 800 or 900?
Yeah, I'm a buyer at this price. 700 is definitely a good price. There's a lot that's not priced in yet, like the FSD, the fact that they may open their charging networks. A lot of things that can happen for Tesla. And again, a lot is happening right now because of the sideshow around
What
Elon.
about the other ones? Because
Uh,
there's so many other things. I mean, you could do a lot of them. You could do Ford or Toyota and play the electric vehicle way that way. You have, Li Auto, Xpeng. I know you were looking at BDY. Tell me a little bit about some of those other names, ones that you like.
Yeah. We don't like the OEMs, the Ford, the GMs, and so forth. I don't think they're very serious and they can't really execute that well. I love the whole space. So if EVs are about batteries, so you want to own like an LIT, which is an ETF that owns all the battery manufacturers, some of the mining and so forth. That's a great kind of addition to a portfolio. PSNY, which is Polestar, we definitely like, so we can add to that. BYD just surpassed Tesla in number of units made. That's basically the Chinese manufacturer that's make their own batteries. Also has some cars here and buses in the U.S. So we like that. But ultimately, we don't like the Fords and GMs.
Right, right. And interesting as you talked about LIT, the lithium battery ETF, which really has multiple names in it. Hatem Dhiab, it's great to see you. Thank you so much. I mean, I love talking about the EVs. It's such a group that I know will be hot now for the next 10 years. We're going to be talking about these names. Gerber Kawasaki Wealth Investment Management. Thank you, Hatem.